Yeah, Europe is gripped, as Gerhard said, by this delusion of great power. Boris Johnson talks about global Britain, and France asks itself, in the words of L'Opinion this week, the French daily analysis paper, am I still a great power? I think, the former colonial powers of Europe have to really start thinking very hard about what they should be doing. And Gerhard's right. I think they should be looking to doing stuff in Europe and sorting out Europe and not strutting around as though we're still in the late 18th century or maybe early 19th century. So Johnson is perhaps more guilty of this than Macron because he's older. And he's made a sort of cult out of being the nostalgic.
What do you make of him goading Emmanuel Macron there?
It's childish, and as Noor said, it's sort of schoolyard behaviour.
Is it childish though? Is it childish or is it changing the conversation? Because his sit down with Joe Biden didn't go as well as he would have liked.
That's it. Well, yeah, like Trump, he's very good when he's in a tight spot of changing the dynamic and changing the conversation, changing the subject. And that's part of it. Said, well, this is really about a little spat with France. It's nothing to do with UK-US relations. Of course, it's everything to do with UK-US relations.
And UK-US relations is Joe Biden telling him you're not going to have a trade deal anytime soon.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, it's incredible. And apparently this telephone call Friday morning here in Paris between French President Macron and Boris Johnson was frosty at best. And Macron said to him, you've got to come back with some sort of project, as the word the French have, some sort of project to get this alliance back on track. Well, I find it awfully difficult to see how they can get it back on track. Look, I made a list of what's been bugging them. You've got Brexit, you've got the Northern Ireland Protocol, you've still got the backlash from the COVID vaccinations, you've got migrants, you still haven't sorted out the fishing rights in the Channel Islands. I mean, this is not something that you can do with...
But they do have very close military ties, the two countries. They need to work together.
But when you have...
Well, the Horn of Africa and the Sahel is a trade-off. And France, for a long time, has been asking the Brits to do more in the Sahel. And as Gerhard said, I think Gerhard said it, the Germans are really looking to revise their position there. So I think I think there's plenty they could do. I don't think necessarily Johnson's got the vision to do that, but there's plenty he should do.
No, he's got the words to be able to sort of deflect, as you say, but there's not really any substance underneath.
Now, Johnson's environment secretary had spinning Joe Biden's flat rejection of a quick breakthrough on a trade deal with the UK. George Eustace telling Sky News that the President of the United States is, quote, probably at the moment just reading the headlines.
I think when you explain some of those provisions in detail, it is understood by the US government that clearly doesn't make any sense and therefore should be revisited.
I'm guessing he knows all of that.
Well, look, it's a very complicated piece of agreement, the Northern Ireland Protocol. I'm not sure he does fully appreciate all of that.
Not sure he appreciates all of that. Noor Ibrahim, does Joe Biden not understand Ireland and Northern Ireland?
It's pretty patronizing, isn't it? Especially, to Joe Biden, someone who flaunts his Irish heritage so frequently. And I think this was one of those rare glimpses of, politicians, just the honesty of it shining through and kind of trying to dispel that approach that Americans often have that are, the arrogant Americans. You guys don't know everything. You don't know us. But I think what's also interesting was Boris Johnson's follow-up to that. It sounded like, he was trying to say, no, we're all on the same page. There's no issues here. And they kind of just wanted to dismiss that moment because, it's not supposed to happen so openly between such close allies.